Cattle grazing dispute. Grazing rights on the Northern Range. Red Hawk claims 25 years of verbal grazing rights on Section 17. Little Wolf asserts company holds the official 2019 lease. Dispute centers on fencing blocking water wells. Historical use versus documented lease authority. Scenario 2. Custody and tribal membership. Child custody and tribal enrollment. Mother seeks full custody. Child living with paternal grandparents. Enrollment dispute. Shoshone versus Arapaho lineage. Respondent argues grandparents provide primary care. Cultural identity and parental rights at issue. Scenario 3. Business partnership dispute. Wind River Convenience Store Partnership. Plaintiff alleges $85,000 skimmed through inventory manipulation. Defendant claims poor accounting plus employee theft. Ownership dispute. Promised 40% versus documented 25%. Financial transparency and trust breakdown. Scenario 4. Estate and inheritance distribution of the Yellow Horse. Estate. Eldest son claims traditional inheritance customs. Respondent presents a 2018 legally executed will. Conflict between tribal tradition and formal probate law. Home and cattle herd division disputed. Scenario 5. Employment discrimination. Wind River Casino employment. Complainant alleges racial discrimination plus retaliation. Casino cites absenteeism and policy violations. Promotion fairness and workplace culture questioned. Emotional distress and reinstatement sought. Scenario 6. Housing and property damage flood. Damage and housing responsibility. Plaintiff's home flooded. Claims drainage neglect. Housing authority cites extraordinary weather plus water heater issue. $18,000 property loss plus displacement. Maintenance responsibility versus natural disaster. Scenario 7. Contract services dispute. Catering contract non-payment. Caterer invoiced $28,500, $16,500 unpaid. Committee claims agreed cost reduction plus food quality issues. No formal dispute filed within 30 days. Contract clarity and event expectations. Scenario 8. Property boundary dispute. Boundary fence and land encroachment. Plaintiff alleges fence encroaches 15 feet onto lease. Company survey contradicts historical markers. Repeating surveys from 1995 versus present. Grazing capacity and land rights contested. Scenario 9. Child support modification. Modification of support order. Petitioner cites increased income plus rising child expenses. Respondent cites new dependents plus financial strain. Wage documentation central to dispute. Health insurance and monthly support recalibration. Scenario 10. Trademark and cultural rights. Traditional crafts logo dispute. Society claims defendant copied registered tribal logo. Defendant argues independent design plus cultural commonality. Consumer confusion and cultural ownership at issue. Licensing versus infringement. Scenario 11. Motor vehicle accident. Tribal road accident. Officer claims bus ran red light despite light sirens. Driver cites sun glare plus loud bus environment. Dashcam footage central evidence. Liability and emergency vehicle protocol. Tribal loan default. Defendant owes $8,400. No payments in 14 months. Claims job loss plus injury prevent payment. Credit union seeks full repayment plus fees. Payment plan versus repossession options. Scenario 13. Zoning and land use home business permit dispute. Hairstylist seeks conditional use permit. Neighbor objects to traffic plus noise. Community support versus zoning restrictions. Balancing economic opportunity with neighborhood impact. Scenario 14. Employment termination casino employment dispute. Employee alleges retaliation for safety complaints. Casino cites insubordination plus protocol violations. Safety audit findings disputed. Reinstatement versus severance negotiation. Scenario 15. Land lease disagreement, grazing lease termination. Verbal long-term lease claimed by rancher. Respondent asserts year-to-year lease with notice. Improvements made without written agreement. Transition planning and compensation. Scenario 16. Family business split. Kickapoo Construction LLC. Brothers dispute finances and decision-making. Allegations of siphoned funds versus absenteeism. Buyout valuation central issue. Partnership dissolution and accounting transparency. Scenario 17. Border crossing incident. Detention at port of entry. Petitioner alleges discriminatory detention. Agent cites protocol plus documentation irregularities. Physical restraint and injury claims. Tribal advocacy versus federal procedure. Scenario 18. Traditional medicine dispute. Traditional healer versus tribal physician. Healer alleges public defamation at health fair. Doctor cites safety warnings about herb-drug interactions. Cultural respect versus medical liability. Reputation and community trust. Scenario 19. Housing allocation conflict. Affordable housing eligibility. Petitioner claims unfair denial despite seniority. Housing authority cites income threshold rules. Waitlist transparency questioned. Federal compliance versus perceived inequity. Scenario 20. Cemetery desecration, unmarked burial site disturbance. Construction allegedly damaged ancestral graves. TX cites completed surveys plus compliance. Cultural harm and reburial protocols. Construction pause and consultation. Scenario 21. Grazing rights conflict. Cattle versus sheep grazing dispute. Petitioner holds lease, claims sheep trespass. Respondent argues open-range tradition, lease exclusivity versus communal use, forage competition and land policy. Scenario 22. Wedding planning dispute, event planning contract conflict. Planner claims unpaid $500 balance. Bride alleges service failures plus delays, scope of work disagreements, reputation and refund negotiations. Scenario 23. Tribal membership challenge, enrollment documentation dispute. Council disputes lineage documentation. Respondent claims records lost in 1970s, genealogical evidence versus official records, identity, belonging, and verification. Scenario 24. Casino parking lot accident, pedestrian injury claim. Employee struck by vehicle, broken leg. Driver claims sudden movement by pedestrian, fault determination and safety protocols. Lost wages and medical damages. Loan default and reinstatement per capita/enrollment error. Tribal member marked deceased in error. Seeks reinstatement plus missed payments. Tribe cites residency requirements, documentation correction and eligibility review.